Good afternoon. Welcome to your program, Inspiration Hope Hour. My name remains Boyega Iwajomo, and today we'll be discussing the topic overcoming adversity, finding hope in the midst of marital challenges. And with me, I have my two special guests, starting from my right, Mr. Jide, and from my left, Mr. Victor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, sir, talking about overcoming adversity, finding hope in the midst of challenges. What are some common marital challenges that couples face, and how can they be overcome?
So many challenges. From what I have seen, the experience of marriage, the experience of A might not be the same thing with the experience of B. Like I said last week, for example, I didn't get married in there, and then after marriage, for 7 years, I didn't have kids. So the experience of that person, somebody might just got married, and the experience is just different. Challenges may be different. Some is aspect of children, some is on communication, some is in-laws challenge. Some people, they're having issues with their in-law. Balancing it is a difficult task for them. Some background, the background of A is not as well as the background of B. Now, to marry things together, it's been a difficult task for them. And that is where 2 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 just spring up. Because with love, you can manage everything together. So many challenges in the relationship and marriage. The truth is that even if you spend 35 years in your marriage, the experience of 10 years, the challenge of the 10 years will be different from when you are 20 years. And it will be new every time. It's not going to stop at once. That's the truth.
Okay. Then, sorry.
I wanted to say in addition to that part, trust, like Mr. Dide said. Then another thing can be infidelity. It's another area. Early adversity marriages. We've seen people in situations whereby they are not satisfied after the marriage and they begin to look elsewhere. And it's a game that you're already in the game, there's no way you want to come out. And sometimes you don't even have anybody to tell all these little challenges. So infidelity is another great adversity that people face in marriage, and sometimes they don't even know how to share with people.
I think it is a great challenge. You can join us on our social media handle: Facebook at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, Twitter at Ifako Radio. Then you can call us on this number if you want to be a part of the program. It's 091-2222-7433. I repeat the number again. It's 091-2222-7433. Now, Mr. Jide, what role does forgiveness play in healing and rebuilding a marriage?
It's a difficult task for so many. And I've come to realize that forgiveness play the, let me say, highest role in marriage. I have counseled people in 35 years of marriage. That I think I said it last year. That the wife said she will deal with the husband. We have seen people that will profess and say, I have forgiven. That's all, but the forgiveness is not from within. Why the Bible is even telling us in the book of Matthew chapter 5, that if you are going to God, you want to drop your offering, and you remember someone has something against you. The Bible is not even saying you have something against somebody, or someone just had something against you. The Bible says, first go and reconcile with that person, then come back and drop your offering. But in marriage, to say sorry, even to say sorry, to forgive, has been a difficult thing for people. It has scattered so many homes. And this is a major player in marriage. If we can learn to let go, then everything will be fine. Some would say, my mouth are forgiving him or her. But it's a lie. That person is still looking for a way to get back at the person, the other side. But the truth is, forgiveness takes major part in marriage. We have seen so many things that unforgiving spirit has led people into a marriage. So many people went ahead and married another one because they could not forgive their wives. If you ask some women that are into infidelity, they will say, it's because he's cheating on me. And so because he's cheating on me, I will find my solace in another man. Just last month, I was talking to a woman. She said she discovered that her husband is into another woman. And so she will not kill herself. She had to look for another man. That will be. But they don't know that infidelity is a problem on the children. That will affect their children. They don't know. If A is playing something and another one, check them in 10, 20 years. You discover that that thing has affected the children. So forgiveness is very, very key in a relationship and marriage. We see people also that close to the wedding, something happened. Maybe something that the other person that say, instead of me not to disgrace my people, let me just go ahead and marry. They went ahead and they got married. But that is still telling on them. So let me sincerely counsel you, don't marry someone you cannot forgive. If you are into a relationship and you feel something that happened that cannot make you to carry along again, quickly opt out. It's not a sin. 3 weeks to the wedding, I said it last time. My ex, but she's late now, told me vertically, we attend same church member, that she's not being led again to marry me. And that was nothing I could do. But to the glory of God now, I'm alive and she's no more.
Yeah, I need to say, Mr. Victor.
I think Mr. Engineer said it. It takes an excess decision to forgive. And in marriage, is one of the greatest tools that can keep the marriage to last for as long as God has determined that the marriage should last. So, forgiving one another, it calls for sacrifice. That's just the area with which I want us to look at it. If you cannot sacrifice that decision to forgive, even look at our mouth. We used to say it carelessly, the tongue and the teeth, they do fight. But then when they will resolve, nobody just throw a very good morsel of panadian and very good meat. They will resolve the fight and life goes on even in the mouth. So there's no how couple or intending couple will not offend one another. So if you cannot forgive that person before you go into it at all, then it might be difficult to forgive the person even when you are in it. So if you have been noticing one or two things during your courtship that this person, one small thing is sparks or she sparks and you keep appealing, you keep begging and it's not ready to forgive you, it lasts longer he will still be referring to that thing over and over again. I must tell you, when you settle in with that kind of individual, the same thing will still manifest. So forgiveness is a great tool for intending couple and even for settled couple.
Yes, this is still Ifako Radio, and we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram. You can please call us on this number 09122227433. And now, Mr. Victor, how can couples prioritize their relationship and make time for each other during challenging period?
Uh, we mentioned one of the factors last week that keeps relationships strong to be communication. And if any couple, let's stay on couple right now, want to have a way of meeting up with any form of challenges they may encounter, one of the best things, one of the best tools they have to work on is a tool of being together. And that's the tool of communication. The Bible references one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. Why would two chase 10,000? Because what one person is seeing with just his two eyes, the second person is also seeing that thing with his own or her own two eyes. But the four eyes can see more. Yeah, the four eyes can see more. There's not how you want to stand like this, you are looking at each direction, and like at the same time you see what is happening behind you. It's not possible. But as couples, when you are looking at a particular direction, your partner is looking at the second direction. So what you even see as probably a negative situation, your partner might be seeing positive situation in it. What you are seeing as impossibility, your partner might be seeing possibility in it. So if you are subjective enough to now come together and align it and think it out, communicate it appropriately together, no matter how the challenge is looking to everyone, the challenge will be resolved. Because the angle with which both of you will be looking at it will be a different angle. Let's say when you are alone and you want to resolve it, you might be resolving it with your own understanding, your own upbringing, your own intellectual capacity, and your own financial strength. But with your partner, you have a better understanding, you have a better financial capacity, you have a better experience to share. So, coming up with overcoming challenges, partners must be together. You can't leave your wife alone. For example, let me give you another example. Another area that couples have arguments that leads to difficult challenges in the area of conception. And oftentimes, some tribe will tell you that it is the woman that is not being fertile. Or some tribe will say it is the man that is not being fertile. So there is no one that will want to believe that their own daughter or their own son is the one that is having a challenge. But there is a problem in the marriage. And there's every tendency that even that particular person have not even disclosed that challenge is having to anyone before, even not to his own parent or her own parent. But when you agree together, it will help the two partners to identify where is our problem coming from. Is it clinical problem? Or is it mismanagement of time? Is it placing of priorities? Is it to just rest? Is it to go for medication? Is it to go for checkup? So both of you will be able to balance that. So irrespective of the challenge, I just talked about medical challenge now. What about financial challenge? So irrespective of the challenge that any couple is facing, it is better fought together. That is when you work alone. Thank you.
Okay. There's a question here. It says, how can couples find support and resources during marital challenges?
Support.
Yes.
So the person is not explicit enough in his question. In his or her question, is it financial support or support?
How can couples find support and resources during marital challenges?
It is still big.
The question is not explicit.
Even let's say, okay, let's use this. Let's use financial support.
But okay. Finding support is brainstorming together. See, in this in a situation like this, there should be an agreement of spirit. There should be oneness. Brainstorming together will help them see the right way to go. We are not talking about business today. And if we are talking about business, we'll be saying this is how you can get fund, this is how you can raise fund. But if we are talking about resources, then they have to reason together because truly women see future than men. They are better in that. Women, they can be funny, but they know few things they say. Most of those things they say, if you allow them, works. So, but in agreement of the spirit, if one is not saying, I am this and I must do it, and the other one just say, this is the way I want it to be done, they both agree together, they will come out with something very important that will lead them to secure what they need for them to go.
So, through a question, he said his wife earns 4 million.
Okay.
He is earning 1.5. Who should pay the house rent?
You know, it's not. The
new.
question is not new. That's what I wanted to say. It's not new. You know, we were talking about this even last week, sir. If you remember, we still mentioned something about financial plan for the home. There are situations whereby, by the way God has designed it, the wife, by nature, working or business, whatever she's into, makes more money than the husband. If you raise this money, maybe monthly, maybe by annually, maybe annual income than the husband. And we still want to say that the responsibility lies on the shoulder of the man. You know, that is cultural belief. I want to believe that if there is a financial need in the house, either of the two at that point in time, that God has given the grace to have that financial capacity, should go ahead and do it. But I will not, that person was asking that question from a very angle of experience. Maybe he or she, or from a story, realized that, because people can be taken advantage of, realize that, okay, as a woman earning 4 million, husband earning 1.5 million, and house rent is now, the husband will now calculate, look at my money. You sure you even know my money cannot even pay the house rent. And the woman will be, you are the husband. And in that situation, I would say that at that point where the house rent is meant for renewal, any one of them that is financially viable can go ahead and pay the rent. Now, it is the responsibility of the man. Don't let us put that aside. The responsibility of the Bible made us understand that if anyone cannot provide for his own, he is worse than an infidel.
Yeah.
For your woman to be any more was only a grace you have received. God gave you a good partner that is even more hardworking than you. But it is the responsibility of the man to plan for his rent from the day he renews the first one. Of course, he will know that this one, by so time, will be due for renewal. But peradventure, other things happened, and the man was unable to redeem it. The man can approach the wife, can you borrow me so that we can do this rent? Then over time, I will relieve myself of the pressure on me, then I can get it back to you. If that understanding and communication is there, there's nothing wrong. For the woman to say, okay, my husband, okay, just sort it out. Then when you are balanced, you can give me back the money. So don't let us castigate, oh, it's the man, you must pay the rent, even though I earn 4 million and it doesn't concern me. It shouldn't be attacked or shouldn't be approached in that form. So if the opportunity comes for the lady to step in at that time, the woman should step in. And there are so many factors attached to it. Before I forget, what is the financial lifestyle of the husband? That's another thing. The financial lifestyle of the husband. Because for the woman to say, it must be you that will pay, Maybe the man has not been very buoyant, very prudent in spending. Probably has been spending anyhow, believing that because the wife earn more, I can always go to my wife and pay rent. That is also a bad thing in the aspect of the man. So, like by and large, as it is responsibility of the man to do that, oftentimes there could be situation where the man is incapacitated by one or two things financially, and he says, "My wife, please, sure you still have some money, bail us out for this period. When I'm okay, of course, I'm going to sort you out." That's how I see it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you want to say something?
Let me just add to it that he has said a lot, but let no man sit down and say my wife will be doing it, because the blessing will be going to that woman.
Exactly. That's another thing.
The blessing of a man goes to that woman. It has happened to me practically, so it's not a new thing. Because me, as a businessman, so many times I can be down. My wife will cover for me. But that man must not be sitting down. You must always be ready to get paid back. And you must work harder. If you are any 1.5, think of another thing you can do that will bring 5 million aside from your salary.
What about in this situation? In this situation, the wife has a house. She owns a building. So I think there was a problem. She now asked them to move to that building. But she didn't tell the
I've
husband
heard the story.
that she's the owner of the building.
Yes, I've heard that.
But the husband was paying house rent. It was later the husband found out that the wife owns the building. In that situation, if as a man, if you find ourselves in that situation, is it easy to forgive that kind of a person?
The Bible says if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Something somewhere was wrong when they was planning at initial stage of their marital life. In their relationship, something has been wrong somewhere. If not, no woman would do that to a man. If not,
yeah, we need to trace it back to how they started. Because
If
number one,
not,
that woman didn't trust.
you see that parental influence, or the man has done something that made that goes to forgiveness, has made the woman to doubt him, or friendship influence. Maybe the woman is having other friends that want to convince her to do otherwise. If those two things are the foundational problem, it's a foundational problem.
Yeah.
But you know that sometimes.
And what the man can do in that situation is to pray.
Well, there's this ego. Okay, for instance, now, the woman, the parents are very rich. Maybe during their wedding, or after the wedding, the father gave them key to one of his buildings, and the wife asked the husband, let's move to that place. I know that sometimes men, this ego just come, the lie, I cannot move there.
It is better sometimes not to go.
So it's better sometimes not to go.
Sometimes because of the build up of a woman, the way women, the kind of people women are, pouring Christ in agreement of the Spirit for a while, they can go. Somebody like me will not go. Let me be truthful.
Mr. Adide, you are very correct.
Somebody like me, you know why I will not go? You will think you are in a comfort zone.
But of course,
and it will be difficult for you to strive. Okay, now in Surulere now, you are paying 3 million. And now you have been living in a place where there is comfort.
Of in-laws
house. But 3 million, you will be thinking, where will I get 3 million for? Let's stay here, Jerry. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. And if that woman could not get the exact thing she's been getting from her father's house, in there that you are moving to, it will be a difficult task for you to move that woman to another house. So in all sense, except there is no option, I would advise men to pray and say, see, I married you. Whatever that you want to do to support us, you can convert it to liquid cash. Let's use it to work and return it back to daddy. And go and rent an apartment, even if it is a home.
Okay.
Just to add, by the way marriage is designed, the husband is the head. Just as Christ is the head of the church. That's what the Bible made us understand. We have seen situations whereby family are in dire need of that accommodation. And because the wife, parents, probably well-to-do, and okay, this is the house we built now, people should park in here. I must confess to you, the in-law would do that because of their daughter.
Yeah.
It's not because they are outrightly chose to do that. If that daughter is on the life of that man will not enjoy that facility. So the man must be very careful. Number one, if he should embrace that opportunity and jump at it, he will become so complacent and so lazy. I'm telling you, he will not work hard to ensure that he gets his own apartment or buy his own land or anything. He might be there for some years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years,
Even 10.
even 10 years, without realizing that he's in the wrong place. Number two, there is no how he would have 100% say in every argument. Women are wired, that is the way they are wired. In some arguments, he will say, "Sure, you remember that if not that I stepped in, my father stepped in when we were having this problem, you wouldn't be where you are today. Go and see what your mates are doing out there." So it gets to a point whereby you now break down that had I known, I wouldn't have taken that decision. I once have a family friend like that. The family of the wife is well-to-do. The young man is not also struggling. He's also very okay. So, and he has a good job. The family lives on the island. So he said, no, I work on the mainland. So I must stay close to my workplace. So on the mainland, he rented an apartment, 3-bedroom, very okay. Then moved the wife in. First year, second year, first child, second child. When they were moved to the third child, the pressure from the in-law now. So, you look at the slum where you are living. When we have house here on the island, look at the slum where you were living. I told you that day when you were going there that you shouldn't follow this guy. To the extent that they were able to convince their daughter. And their daughter came home and told the young man, we have to move to the island. My father has a lot of houses. I said, no, I know your daddy has a lot of houses. But let's start our own life and build our own. We can get land here, also build here now. Before you know it led to separation. She moved the 2 children and she moved back to their father's house on the island. But the man stood his ground. Okay, no problem. I'll be coming to check on you. But as long as it is, I will work, I will pay my rent on the mainland. So it's a very sensitive case and it's a very practical case that happens now. But the man can take that offer. If there is no option, he can take. But he shouldn't rely totally on that kind of offer. It's an offer for him to get himself right. In fact, it will help him to have enough savings for a period of time. And after having that savings, it's also launch out.
And you should let the woman know. And once you are able to gather a few things,
we launch out.
Yes, we are still live on Ifako Radio, and you can join us on this conversation. The numbers to call is 09122227433. I repeat, 09122227433. Now, Mr. Jide, what are some strategies for rebuilding trust after a breach?
Rebuilding truth after a breach. These are the difficult questions. Yoruba will say, "Ìgbẹ́kìn kìíní títí àwọ̀ tójú bá kúrò ní But the truth is that with God, and with the attitude of the other person that has betrayed the trust. The trust has been betrayed. It starts from the person that betrayed the trust first. Realizing his or her mistake and then coming back to that person for apology. And the other side also is to waive it. Because journey of marriage is an endless journey. So, with constant prayer, then constantly, before you know that thing will be out. That is the way it will go.
But let me just divert a little bit. I noticed that these days, when you talk to most guys about settling down, they hardly want to settle down these days.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't know. Maybe there's so much. I don't know. Maybe there's so much bukata. You will do this, do that, do this. Yeah, so I don't know. These days, there's this thing now that everybody has that. It's not by force. And this thing is sometimes is even. I was reading an article about one lady. She said she's not that before she was keen about getting married, but when it's not forthcoming, so she's not even bothered about it. She said if it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, fine. But for her now, since she's making her money, is not a do or die thing.
That time has not come down. Tell on that. The truth is that she will cry that time. Don't mind many of them. Many of them just want to shy away so that you would think it's not giving them hard cake. It's really disturbing them. If that person is not feeling it, give that person 5 years. She will feel it like anything. Don't say they are not feeling it. Don't say they have mentality. It's a lie. Except for those who that have bad experience in the past, they've been hurt. Maybe they were raped when they were young. I have seen the case of people being raped under the tutelage of their guardian. I have seen people that what the parent has done is giving them bad impression. Except for those people, or people that just feel marriage is nothing to me. It's a lie. Even those people that are going for IVF, having their own kid, so that they will not bother, they are being bothered. But in the presence of what, they will tell you what is happening to them. A lot is happening to them.
You know, God is God, and God will remain God. On Friday, I was listening to some testimonies in camp. People that have waited for 16 years, 18 years, 13 years. But, you know, these days now, a friend of mine was telling me that it's just up to a year that the wife has started nagging that said he almost died because something wasn't forthcoming, and it was not his fault. It was not her fault. But the thing just didn't come when it was supposed to come. So I was like, then I was not even anything then. So I was like, tell me. So when I get into it, I will know. He said, it's not easy that she almost every time she'll be singing like a song. You know, said when he finally came, that they were not even expecting it that. They were not even expecting the kidney coma. In that situation, you know that some kidney emotionally mostly on one TT. So how do
You see the embarrassment and disgrace for them. A lot of them have been disgraced too. So women are like that. They will feel it even when men are not feeling it.
But some men feel it now, but they will not show you that they will show you as if they are not feeling it.
That is, they are men. They are weaker vessels now. So what do you expect from them? Says the Bible.
And you know, most of the time, they are among nursing mothers. Okay? For example, if you have a friend and your friend is having married, having children, as a man, you may not even know. You may not even know the children. You may not even see the children. But if you are a female, a woman, and you have a friend, and your friend is married having a child, there's no how you will not be seeing that child with that person.
Especially those who are married after you.
Yeah.
And they are
not seeing the child. So each time they see the child, the reflection comes.
Yeah, so women will not be able to swallow.
And the kind of, you know, things you begin to mix with, it will be like, I pass all these ones. Now, is it because I don't have a child? All those things come out.
You know that sometimes I'm not thinking of it. She so much.
They post their child online. They talk about their child, and you know they use it to brag. And
some said because she didn't have. What happened to my wife because she didn't think you are a small child. Exactly. They'll be counting your age.
See.
For example, if you judge my children by their age to me, you have totally
definitely.
Because my siblings' children are older me, I have small kids. So if you compare them to me, and you say, oh, this is my age, or my wife that had the first issue at age 40, you want to compare her with the children that are after all, she cannot be more than this age. Yeah, problem.
But you know that even as a man, you think of it too now that at a certain age, there's no issue. Even some men do think about it. I was talking to.
But if you see any man thinking about it, it's for the external forces normally.
I was talking to a lady. She said she was telling me that she was calculating her age, that her first child is 7. She's 47. That's when she's 8, she's 48. When she's 9, she's 49. Now, it did not show. What she's trying to say is that if she had known, she would have done it on time.
Same thing, like I thought of that as well. My wife thought of that as well.
And so how?
Because we are human. That's where God is God.
It's always God's timing.
That's where God is God.
Yeah. Okay, now look at it from this situation now. See, okay, that's why I said, you know, I said it last week. I said it gets to a time when a lady she's in a, even it's not even up to 30 now, 26, 27, 28, 29, even 20, 25. So if it's not coming,
yes,
exactly, in a yes, anything that just comes, they just have to accept it.
We are in another generation now, and it's not like them. Then, before you can say you are in a marital problem or delay, you'll be 30.
Yeah.
But things has changed. When a university graduate is already 21. 2021. So what else? The parent will say, where is your husband? So at 22, 23, they have their first child. Before you know it, before 37, she's done with the nursing of the babies. So that is why you see their own age also. Maybe they finish together and not yet married or not having kids. So it will tell on them. Things has changed, not like them.
So now how do you give them hope? How do you tell them to still calm down, that there's still light?
We made mention of something last week when we were trying to encourage anyone that is waiting. There is a timing for everybody. Let me quickly share this so that maybe to encourage someone listening. In the journey of life, there is always a time for you to slow down, and there's always a time for you to speed up. That's how God wired it. Ecclesiastes chapter. There's always a time for you to slow down and a time for you to speed up. Now, the way God created it, the slowing times are different and the speed times are different. We've seen someone at a very, very early age, education is fast, settling down is fast, and he married, start getting children. He got to a point, he lost his job. He slowed down. Money is not coming the way it used to come. Things are not working. Another 10 years, he was slowing down. Now, someone that he felt he outran before, that one didn't get job on time. He didn't even graduate on time. That one didn't settle down on time. That one wasted his own first 10 years in the university. Eventually graduated. Eventually settling down. Before you know, picks up a job, picks up a wife and everything, builds his own house, buy his car. He slowed down earlier, then kick off his speed later. So for anyone that you are waiting and you are listening right now, know that there is always a slowing down, a time, and a speed up time. That hope should come over you. Build that hope in yourself that your time to speed will come. There is no one that doesn't have a soulmate. We mentioned it last week that you should decide your soulmate, identify your soulmate. As long as you share the same dream with that person, then activate that courtship with the person. So it will come. Your time will come. The time of your friend getting married at 25, 26, 27 does not necessarily mean it is your own time. If your time is 32, 33, 34, the speed will still come together. Yes, the speed will still be there. When you were waiting, while tarrying, while waiting, you should be waiting on God. You should be planning the future. You should be planning towards the children you are bringing on board. You should be planning towards an investment for the future when you are waiting. So no, your wait can just be for a while. Your wait cannot be forever. That is it. The wait cannot be forever. There will be a time that you will look back and say, even though I wasted some couple of time, but I am happy right now because I've been able to gain my time back.
What is the importance of self-care and individual growth in maintaining a healthy marriage?
Self-care is important now. You own yourself. That's number one. It's quite important. If you're psychologically fit in marriage, then you will stay in that marriage for as long as you can. Self-care. That's number one. Taking care of yourself. That I am in this marriage, or my husband or my wife or my spouse is my husband or is my wife, because I am psychologically balanced. Because my health is balanced. If I make a mistake and begin to bring in sickness or whatever into myself, I'm bringing problem into the marriage. So care, take care of it. I'm not saying you should be selfish. There's a difference between being selfish and having a self-care. There are two different things. Caring for yourself is ensuring that marriage, you love it. You find peace in it. You find peace in it and you are ready to make it work out. As long as you care for yourself, care for what you feed in that marriage, care for how you nurture yourself, how you train yourself in that marriage, care for that. Then that will be extended to the life expectancy of such a marriage. Self-care and something. You mentioned the second part.
So self-care and individual growth in maintaining healthy marriage.
Individual growth. You don't get stagnant in marriage. That is it. You don't get stagnant. If you get stagnant, your spouse will be tired of you. Yes, improvement. Improve yourself. There's something we call continuous improvement. Improvement is good. I'm at this level now, but the next year I'm at another level. But improvement, when it stops, nobody remembers where you were before. Okay? They blame you for being in the current state and refusing to move ahead. That's what people blame you for. I once had 2 cars. You're lowering now, wanting mommy can you back this or anyhow. Check me money 2 motor. In years old, that's an old story. You had 2 because you had 2 cars decades of years ago, but the cars are no more.
It's not there.
They are not there. So it's continuous improvement. Work on yourself, self-growth, continuous improvement, and that is how you can expand the expectancy of your marriage. So that is it.
As Mr. Jide, as a marriage counselor and a relationship expert, we found out that these days now a lot is going on. A lot of challenges. When will I get married? When will I get settled? More, and a lot of things are going on. Then um, and ladies are open to any options because during their waiting period, exactly. So, as an expert and a married counselor, what would you advise? I think there's a place of prayer, there's a place of waiting. Abi?
Prayer and waiting goes together. While you wait, you pray.
Okay, you know that sometimes while praying, maybe if God does his things in a miraculous way.
Yeah.
So if he's doing it, nobody knows the time he's going to do it, but he's going to do it at his own will, not at our own pace. Because we will believe that if we ask something from God, we believe that he should do it sharp.
Yeah.
But he said, I know the plans I have for you, the plans of good and not for evil. So, and that time, this person is waiting. I know that while waiting, different people, no matter what's this way, anybody will just come that you'll be like, is this God's way for me? Is it? I was talking to one of my auntie was talking to me, so she was telling me that before she got married, that the person that first came, but this guy can sweet talk and he knows this thing. But she said in her mind, she wasn't really convinced. Looking at it, that she wasn't convinced that the second person came. This second person, who she jai long titi, but although my jai titi, for people and is a lover of Christ. That even it got to the time that when she was down, it was this guy that was bringing her hope. She just said, she concluded that this is the person. And to the glory of God, they've been married now for almost 20. It was I was asking like, because you know when you see them, you will just see there's not even you won't an inch as if they're having issues in their this thing. So I was asking her, she just smiled. She said, marriage don't know what you see. But don't she manage it. So now what advice are you going to give of these
people that are desperate?
Because any girl you speak right now, if you don't know the first thing she will ask you is, what did you want? Let's just define it now. Is it friendship or something or friends with benefits?
That one is even I met a lady who said she's looking for a man that is married. Because married men will take care of their second wife well. I have already met a single lady that said she too will love to marry a widower. Because the first experience will make him take you care of women. The mentality is almost there. But I said something last week. I want to also refresh our memory that most of people that are delayed for long has in one time met with their right partner, but they were not sensitive. The delay they are having is only the second option because they missed the first option.
Sorry to cut you in, sorry. Do you know even if they missed your first partner? Do you know that sometimes when that
allow me to
I want to just put this so you can finish.
So that don't forget what
yes. So you know that there's a waiting period mostly for guys that maybe what he's doing, the money is not forthcoming, and
that is the problem. If you have met with the right way, whether there is money or not, I wouldn't share the.
Nobody will look into that.
The guy.
Some ladies
No. I think I told us about one guy who the wife was working in the first bank. Okay, I didn't know what I said.
You said it.
And it was like, I cannot go ahead. She will be dictating to me. But I said, I heard God saying you should go ahead. So when you hear God speaking, most times, a lot of people used to hear God. But what they have in their mind
is what they want to do.
Is they want to do. And they will regret it later. Thank God this poor person had someone that could counsel him like me. A lot of people too will not go to the right counselors. They go to fake person who will grab them and begin to sleep with them. Instead of counseling them or praying for them. The truth is that his letter was brought to him on the introduction day. Because he listened to God. After marriage, the wife was still any than him. After 3 years, God started with him. Let me tell you the truth. A lot of us that are having problems now, we miss our ways because we don't listen to God, or we are not sensitive to what God is saying, probably because of our mindset. I cannot marry this. The best my wife. I think she's now 46. She's not married. As a best lady, that my friend came. I was interested in this lady. But because the church she's attending, she believes the person is lower in the standard to her.
High requirement.
Till date, this brother was waiting for her even after our 3 years in marriage. The sister did not say yes. The guy went ahead and got married. Lo and behold, he has become a big businessman, a successful businessman, and has become what that lady wanted him to be because he felt he's a local guy because he's from Ibadan. And the guy is now doing well. He speaks now. You cannot compare what he was saying to the way he will speak now. And the lady now is still there, waiting on the Lord. So the criteria most times, or the mindset most times, or the kind of teaching we listen to most times has killed so many singles. And has made them to be frustrated. So when there is no option again, they tend to listen to prophets that will tell them the next man you see, just grab him, whether he's married or single or he's this or that. But the encouragement I can give to them is that the second option is coming. They should also be sensitive. Not being sensitive alone. They should be careful. One sister came to me. I think she was 39 then. So she came to me, she said she brought a brother. She gave me a name of brother that her brother so want to marry, but let me pray. As I was praying, I saw blood, but I don't really understand that blood. I don't understand. I said, my sister Elizabeth, I said, I saw something, but I need to pray more. Because I said, I saw blood. But I said, oh, don't worry. I have all the blood, sir. Don't worry. It's a family member that want to kill him. They wanted to, in fact, they've been planning. It's a blood. I said, that was not what I said. I said, I saw. How long? When she didn't allow me, I said, no problem. It is well with you, man. They went for introduction. After introduction, the church asked them to go and do genotype test. And the guy told her it was an AA. So that was how they went for
the introduction.
No, after the introduction, they now went for, they would do the genotype test. Okay. After the genotype test, they now discovered that both of them.
The boy has already lied to her before.
Yes, they discovered that both of them are ASES. She started crying on phone. But that day, she said immediately they gave her this. She remembered what I told her about blood. I said, but you didn't even allow me to land.
Picking wishes and wizard.
Women sometimes are even, some of them will come to you, pray for me, say, lie, they already have their mindset on the person they want to marry you. If you are a married counselor, if you are not careful, they will put that blame on you. And they already have what they want to do. So I would say, don't be desperate. Seek counsel and right counsel. In the midst of which I have been to a wedding of a 46 years old sister who got married. Who is the sister that deliberately delayed the sister? The day God wants to liberate her, she told us emphatically that sister is still small. It's a pastor's wife already.
You mentioned something like that last week.
So in 4 minutes, what message of hope would you like to share with couples facing marital challenges?
Hope. We've said it over and over. It's an expression of what you don't see, but you still believe that it is there. Now, there are a lot of things that could bring up the marital challenge. We talked about unfruitfulness. When there's no forthcoming of children, we say it's a challenge. We have seen situations whereby there's a loss of job. All of a sudden, that's a financial problem. They started well, along the line, fine, it's not working again. We have seen situations whereby infidelities, lack of trust brought in infidelities and all like that. And the marriage is going to separation or going to divorce and situations like that. But there is a word for anyone facing challenges or difficulties in marriage. And that word is divorce is never an answer. Yeah, it's a very contestable question or topic. How good do you mean divorce is not an answer? And you want him to kill me here before I carry my bag and leave? We can argue from here till tomorrow. But the result of divorce is actually more than the pain of not having it. Now, there are a lot of things that will be shattered when there's a divorce. If such family are already having children, that is number one negative thing that will happen in the life of those children. They will never be as a normal, the children are raised from a normal family again. As long as daddy is not there, mommy is not there, when they need them, it's not. So for you to not allow your wedding to get to a point of that total disagreement, all those traits we have mentioned, all those tools of marriage we have mentioned, the two of them must outrightly practice it: communication, trust, loving one another, so forgiveness. These tools, if they are at place in proper practice, there is no how. You will fight it out together. See, the problem is not for everybody, the problem is for the family. Problems are not for animals. The problem is for the couple to face. And Bible does understand that it will not test us more than what our faith can carry. There's no challenge that Yoruba people has finished it in their own proverb. They say nothing that is coming from the top that the ground will not receive. So if a problem is big for you, it has happened before. Your family is not the first family that will go through that crisis. Crisis has happened before you. Crisis will still happen after your whole marriage. But if you can, move through it, pray through it, work it out, both you and your spouse, by the time you stand out of it, you'll be rubbing shoulders with giants and kings. So don't allow that situation there is hope. Bible does understand. I would like to say it in Yoruba before I say it in English. Ìrètí wà fún igi tí a gé. That's how your Bible put it. That means tó wà ní ipa odò. As long as that tree can touch a scent of water, it will sprout again. It will sprout again.
Thank you so much for today's discussion. Viewers at home, we've come to the end of today's program. I'd like to say a very big thank you to my guests, Mr. Jide and Mr. Victor, and to my wonderful producer. Thank you so much. And to the visionary behind this radio station, Mr. Olusegun, we say thank you. Until we come your way, same time, same station next week. Remain blessed and remain great. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
running on my way, cause I run the